What is going on, people? This is Aqua here, and I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Sword and Shield lately, actually. So, I wanted to start getting into the ranked competitive battles. I'm just starting out, so there's not going to be any pro-level gameplay here, but I'm hoping to improve. Last season, I just played a couple games, and I was ranked 3, so that's where we're going to start today. This is not a live recording. This is previously recorded, so I'm just going to recap what happened on this one for you. Our first battle here should start in a second, after I mess with the music for a little bit. But yeah, I've got a pretty good team trained up. As I learn more and more about the game, I'll have to switch things out. Actually, this was my first game of the season, and you can see here I forgot to even check what my opponent's bringing, so not the most wise move. So you can see his team there now. He's got pretty standard stuff. Lots and lots of people using Dragapult I'm seeing already. Dracovish is popular. So I'm just trying to get my bearings in these ranked battles. That's my card on the right. I like that. So, most of these games I'm starting out with a lead-off Darmanitan, as I'm pretty sure I do here. Galarian Darmanitan is really, really strong. That's probably my favorite thing I have right now. I have perfect EVs and IVs on it. It's built for it's got the ability Guerrilla Tactics, which basically makes it a choice-banded Pokemon by default. So, right there I use an Icicle Crash first. Dragapult is Dragon, so Ice Attack, super effective, goes down immediately. But I have a Choice Scarf too, which made me faster in that case. Dragapult is actually really, really fast, but that guy either didn't EV train his Pokemon, which might be the case because we're in low ranks, or I was faster just with the band. Then on the second attack, see what I go with. I do Dynamax here, and if you don't know, that gives you double health and slightly increases the damage of your attacks. So, in the ranked battles on Sword and Shield, when you choose to Dynamax is really important. It's basically what the entire battle system is built around. So I'm still trying to feel out when I should be doing that. Since I'm already up with 1 KO and I still have my full team, I kind of expect him to Dynamax here, and he doesn't for whatever reason. I go with my Ice Attack again. That's a stab attack, so that's my strongest hitting move. So that just kills his Gardevoir straight up too. And that also starts the hail when you're in Dynamax form. A lot of the Dynamax attacks have weather effects. So then he finishes off with Dracovish, the Galar champion. And yet again, I don't have anything super effective, so there's really no reason not to just go with another max hailstorm. So this opening battle, not too competitive up to this point, but Dracovish a lot of people are using, and that thing hits hard. Like, I have double HP there. It uses that Vicious Rend attack, and that almost kills me straight up. And we did see that he was faster even with my Choice Scarf. So, also, I'm on Darmanitan. Dynamaxing is kind of nice because it lets you switch what attack you're using. He is banded by default, so he can only, and his ability to, like, double bands him basically. He gets +1 speed, +1 attack by default, but he can only ever use one attack. But if you Dynamax him, he can then switch between all of his attacks for the 3 turns that he's Dynamaxed. So, very powerful lead-off using my Darmanitan. Now, I send in Inteleon to take a hit for me, and he survives the Dracovish's attack, and then is able to just clean it up with a U-turn. So, didn't lose any Pokemon there. That's a good start. So, I don't think that guy's team was really much of anything. I think I looked at it afterward, and it didn't really look... Yeah, we might show a little bit of that. I don't think he had his EVs really trained properly. Like, you can see here the spread. It's that lighter bar. Like, there, it looks like his Pokemon are just from campaign. Like, they kind of just got whatever EVs they ended up with. It doesn't look like they're specifically trained. So, pretty easy opener. Darmanitan cleaned up his first 2 Pokemon, one-hit KOs. But yeah, that leaves me at 1-0. And that moves me immediately up to the Pokeball tier, up from Tier 3 to Tier 4. There are 10 tiers total, finishing out with the Master Ball tier at the very top, I believe. So, that's some progress. 1-0 so far. I'm going to see how far I can go in this. I will be training up Pokemon as needed as I learn the meta more. And there's a shot of my full team. Don't know why I was going into boxes. That Toxtricity I have in there is not really competitively viable. I was just using it when I went through the story mode, but I leave it in there just so there's something in my team. Might throw them off if they try to counter Toxtricity. The Ferrothorn is okay. It's got perfect IVs and all that, but it I've played around with it a little bit, and it really needs Leech Seed to be effective, and Leech Seed is like a egg move, so you have to get lucky in raid battles and stuff to get it, and I haven't gotten a Ferrothorn yet with Leech Seed, so I'm not really using that Ferrothorn yet. Most of the time I'm just using Inteleon, Mimikyu, Dragapult, and Darmanitan. And I pretty much always lead off with Darmanitan so far. In these lower ranked battles, Darmanitan's pretty dangerous. Like, if you're really lucky, he'll just sweep the other team, but a lot of the time he can at least take down their lead-off Pokemon. Like you saw last time, it took out 2 things, even though that guy didn't really have the most competitive team. Now, this time, this guy leads off with a shiny Dracozolt, so that means he's either modding in Pokemon, or I believe he has 2 shinies on his team, or she, who knows, but I think they had 2 lead-off shinies, and this, okay, so we start here. Icicle Crash, I think, is 95% accurate. We start off with a miss from me and a miss from him, and his Blunder Policy makes his speed increase, so now he is faster than my Darmanitan. That's a big problem. Darmanitan luckily lives that hit, so we go for another Icicle Crash, and that one misses too. So just an absolutely awful start, luck-wise, for my team. I switch into Inteleon because that's probably my least valuable member of my team. I'm expecting this Dracozolt. I also didn't really know anything about Dracozolts between this. This was all new to me. Luckily, I avoid that Earthquake. I don't know if Dracozolt has, like, an ability that makes everyone's accuracy worse or something. It seems like a lot of stuff was missing when this thing was out. I'll have to look at that. But, Dracozolt is like Dragon Electric or something like that too. Very weird typing. So I Dynamax Inteleon here to get double HP. That brings its HP up to a pretty respectable 292. But I am slower because of that Blunder Policy Dracozolt got earlier. And his electric attack is actually able to kill Inteleon in one shot. I was not expecting that. I figured if I Dynamaxed, I would be able to take one shot from it, no problem, then hit it with something. So I am in just awful shape. I have not done 1 damage to this Dracozolt. So this is pretty dire. Now I send out Mimikyu. This is a setup sweeper Mimikyu. It has Swords Dance. Its ability to disguise lets it take 1 hit without taking any damage. So normally I would use Swords Dance, take the hit on the disguise, and then still be alive at +2 attack. But I know this Dracozolt's going to be faster than me, so I know I can't waste an attack setting up Swords Dance. So I just go right for a Play Rough and hope it kills it in one shot, and thankfully it does. That is the first damage this entire game I've done to my enemy here. Pretty embarrassing start. Luckily I did switch out Darmanitan, so he is still active. He has low HP, but if I need him, I can send him back in. Then he goes into a shiny Grimmsnarl. So this trainer's got just some crazy luck with shinies, or has really put in their work. So next up, Mimikyu's disguise is, of course, still broken, so I can't set up a Swords Dance. I just have to hope that these play roughs are not only faster than my opponent, but will also kill in one shot, and they continue to do so. So, I have now evened the game back up. I have Mimikyu and Darmanitan still alive, and this trainer is down to just their last Pokemon. An incredible turnaround after how this started. I mean, I was dead to rights. Now, he goes into Ice Q. I didn't really know anything about Ice Q, like how it attacked or what it does. This was the first time I'd fought one. I did know it seemed to have a similar ability to Mimikyu in where it could live through one hit and take one hit with its ability and take no damage. But if you see there, I hit Play Rough. I should have used Shadow Claw there. Play Rough, 90% accurate, missed. There was no reason not to just use Shadow Claw and take out that Ice Cube head. So I wasted an entire turn missing with Play Rough when Shadow Claw had 100% accuracy. I was just going for the higher damaging move, which actually wouldn't matter against Ice Cube's Ice Face at all. So now Ice Cube has taken out Mimikyu as well. I probably could have won that with Mimikyu right there if I would have played a little better, but it's all going to be a learning experience. I haven't played competitive Pokemon in years and years. So now I just go with the Flare Blitz. I don't know how much health Ice Cube has or anything. I've never fought one before, so I just want to make sure it dies. I was pretty sure even with Recoil, my Darmanitan would survive this attack. So it takes out Ice Cube no problem, and it does live the Recoil with enough HP. I was pretty sure that would be the case. So there we go. We just barely scrape out win number 2. A couple mistakes there. I can definitely learn from that, but it's good to get wins even when you're making mistakes. So let's see. I think I checked out this person's team too. That bumps me up to a little over halfway through Tier 4 already also. And what did I put here? Oh yeah, so I wanted to switch Toxtricity out for something that made more sense in the team. I don't really see many people using Toxtricities. So in this season they are allowing some of the Gigantamax Pokemon, so I just evolve a Charizard up really quick to put in my team. Just so it looks like I might have a Gigantamax Charizard. Maybe throw off my opponents a little bit if they try to predict that. So the next battle I play will have a decoy Gigantamax Charizard in there, and the rest of my team remains unchanged besides that one thing, but I will be updating my team as I go. So thanks you guys for watching. That's episode 1, and I have more recorded already, so stay tuned if you're interested. Thank you.